Hello everybody, and we're live. I'm attempting to have cool music playing in the background, so we're gonna see how that goes really quickly here. It might be way too loud. We'll see here. Okay. Hope you're all ready for a creepy, scary story. Hey, we already got some people commenting. If you guys can comment, letting me know if this sound... I'm trying to have background music in the back. Hold on. Yeah, the sound to me is at a perfect volume. I can just hear it playing in the background. Okay, this is gonna be cool. It's gonna make it extra creepy. Heck yeah. Awesome. Alright. Well, happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you're all having a fun October. This is another evening with Eskel, episode 86. But in honor of Halloween coming up soon, I'm going to be telling another scary story. And what I've decided to do is I found 4 scary stories. And two of them I just found randomly. Like you might be able to find them like searching up like true horror stories, or even like some of these have articles or news reports about them. But two of them, well, one of them was an experience that happened to me, and one of them is just completely made up. So what I'm going to do is at the end of the month, after all the stories have been told, the scary stories, then I'm going to do like a little questionnaire and see who can guess which ones personally happened to me, which ones were like true or made up, or which one, what details I changed. Because even the ones that are true, I'm going to change like the name of the place, I'm going to change the name of the people, obviously. But we'll just do a little questionnaire at the end of the month and see who can answer the most questions about the scary stories. And I'll send whoever can answer the most a candle, or we'll have some sort of a prize. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you're ready to get scared. I want to get you guys so scared tonight that you will never want to visit a pumpkin patch again, because tonight's scary story is about a haunted pumpkin patch. So first, I want to give a shout out to all the first commenters. What's up, Kaylin, Kyle Grant? Hello, hello. What's up, Flinker Mary, Taylor, Prudence, Nunny Abyss, Caitlin, Taylor, and Denise. Oh, and Courtney. Welcome, you guys. Sounds good. Are we playing 2 truths and a lie? Something like that, but it's going to be throughout the month, because I will be telling a scary story in each of my lives for the next... I have 4 scary stories, but I don't think there's going to be 4 weeks, because I already did the first week of October last week. I told a scary story about the homeless man under the bed. If you haven't heard that one, go check that one out. Today's the haunted pumpkin patch. And then there's probably like only, 2 more weeks of October? Maybe 3? I'll have to check. But so we might get 3 more scary stories in this month. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, hope you guys are ready for this. You might want to watch a funny comedy skit after this one, or not just go straight to bed. I know it's kind of late, but I'm trying to go live before Amanda, and I'm going to zoom over to where Amanda's at and try to join her in her live as well. So today's going to be a fun night. So let's get right into it. I need a little bit of energy though, because I'm getting kind of tired. So I'm going to be taking some sips throughout this story. But here we go. Good evening, Mark. So this story takes place in a small little town called Kanab, Utah. And there's not a whole lot to do in this town, but there is a very famous pumpkin patch where a lot of the people go to. It's really well known for people to bring their kids, and like entire families come to it and just enjoy the fall season. And it was late one fall when there was a couple that decided to go search this pumpkin patch to find a beautiful pumpkin they would make into a jack-o'-lantern. And we'll say this couple's name was Bailey and James. And Bailey and James were madly in love with each other, and they were so excited to spend their first Halloween together and to carve pumpkins and just to have a blast. And as they're wandering throughout this pumpkin patch, they noticed that the surrounding fields is just fields and fields of those cornfields for miles and miles. And in the corner of the pumpkin patch, where the pumpkin patch meets the cornfields, there's this really creepy looking house. And people have told like scary stories about this house. There's rumors that it's haunted. But of course, Bailey and James, they don't believe that at all. They're not scared. They're just there to have a good time. So eventually, once they finally find their perfect pumpkin that they want to take home, they decide to go and take some photos over by this creepy looking house. It's the perfect vibe for some fall Halloween photos to get together as a couple. And Bailey can't wait to take them and post them online and share with everybody, right? But as they start hanging around this house and getting closer and closer, James eventually dares Bailey to go and knock on the door of the house. And Bailey wants to prove to James that she's brave, she's strong. She goes right up to it and knocks on that door like she's not scared of nothing. In fact, she knocks so hard that the door opens, and this terrifies her. She jumps back, and this makes James laugh. But she looks back at the door and it's open. She almost felt like someone just swung it open from the inside. But James just looking at her, telling her that there's no way, there's no one there. It was just from her knocking that opened the door. So he goes and kind of like peeks inside of this door that's now open. And he looks at the back, and then now Bailey's like, okay then, I dare you to walk all the way to the back of the hallway of this creepy house. And James, without even hesitating, not even giving it a second thought, walks right in. And Bailey instantly regrets daring him to do this. And she doesn't want to be left out on this creepy porch all by herself. So she runs in and grabs James's arms. She's like clinging onto his arm. And she's getting kind of scared, but they're just talking, kind of joking and laughing it off. Despite the fact that there's like cobwebs everywhere. Like the boards to the house are like creaking and look super ancient and old. And once they get to the back of the hallway, James is now looking down to where you can see like the staircase that goes to the basement of the house. And James goes from looking at the staircase, and he looks up at Bailey, and he looks at the staircase and looks at Bailey, and Bailey knows exactly what he's gonna say, and she gets all scared, and she dreads the thought of him daring her to go down those stairs. And that's exactly when he says it. He's like, Bailey, I dare you to go all the way down to the bottom of the house, all the way down those stairs. And Bailey, of course, doesn't want to, and she's like trying to convince him to go back outside. And he's holding her pretty tight though, and she notices that he's not budging at all. So she's like, fine, the sooner I do it, the sooner it'll get over with, right? So they start going down these stairs, and with every step they take, it's creaking, and the house is just super dark. Like the light from the door coming all the way across the hallway and to the staircase is basically non-existent anymore. They can barely even see the bottom of the staircase. And when they finally get there, then James is all looking around like he's interested, and Bailey is just looking behind them, just getting ready to like book it up the stairs and get out of the house, right? And James just is pushing on the walls, and one of them kind of opens up. And it opens to this like hidden room that's like really small. It's not a real room though, because it doesn't have a window. And the first thing Bailey notices is that there's some book in the middle of the room. And James is like instantly drawn towards it. And it's just, he even like lets go of Bailey and starts walking towards it. And Bailey just starts getting the chills. She's terrified, super scared, and just kind of like frozen there. So scared, she doesn't even like know what to say. And James goes and opens up the book and starts flipping through pictures. And so Bailey just kind of looking around, thinking that it must be safe, nothing's happening. So she kind of like creeps her way inside of the room that's more of a cellar than anything. And she looks down at the book and sees these horrifying pictures that are just so like terrifying that I could never describe them to you. Like they would haunt you guys forever. But Bailey sees these and instantly is just mortified. She looks away and it just starts telling James like, "What? How can you be looking at that? Like, what's going on through your mind?" And James looks at her and she can see this like, almost like this burning fire in his eyes. Like he's just like, as like something's happening to him. Like he's not even himself, he seems. And Bailey says, "Is this some kind of sick joke? What are you doing? What's going on?" And James starts to chuckle a little bit and he's like, don't worry. This will be fun." And as soon as he says that, Bailey realizes something's wrong. Like he must have planned something. I swear, he must have plotted this whole event that we were doing and just trying to lure me into this room, into the basement of this house. and who knows of the horrible things that he's going to do to me. And so she starts creeping away from him, like backing up towards the door. And James turns away and reaches for what Bailey can kind of like glimmers a little bit in light, and she believes that it's a dull knife. And so she instantly takes this opportunity to turn and run, and she books it out the door and starts running up the stairs. But the stairs are so old, as she's running, they start breaking, and it's like the house is trying to like keep her in it. Even as she's going up, there's cobwebs that she doesn't even remember breaking through when they were coming down, but now she's having to rip through them, like fighting her way up. And she glances back and sees James at the bottom of the staircase holding something in his hand, and she can't quite tell, but she's pretty sure it's a knife. And this scares her even more, gets her heart pumping, and she's just running up the stairs as fast as she can. And it's so dark though that she gets a little bit lost in the hallway, just bursting through doorways, running throughout this house. And eventually she starts screaming just because all the adrenaline gets to her. She's scared out of her mind, and she just knows, she's convinced that her boyfriend, James, is trying to kill her in this house. And so she just runs and eventually finds some back door and just bursts through it into just these fields. And as she's laying there on the floor, some of the other people throughout the pumpkin patch notice her and look at her. And she's just frantically like catching her breath and finally calming down a little bit as all these people gather around her. And everyone can see how flustered she is and how terrified she is. And they're asking her lots of questions. They even call over this like security guard over to like ask her questions. And in the mix of all of the heat, she decides not to tell them what happened. She's afraid of getting her boyfriend in trouble. And she starts to second guess herself and wonder what in the world happened. And eventually her boyfriend comes out of the house, and he's just holding some little like ice pick that was just he found inside of the house. And all of her fear finally goes away, and she goes up to him. And even though she had this all inside of her head and thought of all these things that were happening, she convinces herself that he was still plotting something. Like there was something terrifying that was going on. And they end up going home with their pumpkin, and she's too afraid to carve any pumpkins or anything. But she ends up, breaking it off with this guy, and she was completely terrified of him. And eventually she still, like to this day, like months later, every time she passes that pumpkin patch, she gets really scared and terrified of the place. And when she recalls and like tells people the story, to this day she like won't reach out to James. She won't ever contact him or have anything to do with him because of how scary that experience was. And it kind of makes her think. Every time she tells the story, she talks about how this traumatic event, this encounter she had with this person, even though she doesn't know what parts of it was real, what his true intentions were, the like scenarios that played out in her head made it so terrifying that every time she tried to like look past it or forget it and still be around this man, she couldn't. And so they drifted off their own separate ways, and they fell apart, and she's never seen him ever since. And even to this day though, every time she goes past the pumpkin patch, she thinks of those moments and is just reminded of how creepy that was. And she doesn't even like going to pumpkin patches anymore. And she thinks of how quickly, it's like this reminder in the back of her head of how quickly the love of her life became like the most terrifying encounter she had with someone. And to this day, it still haunts her. It's kind of creepy. Dun dun dun. Oh man. Oh, that's scary, man. I feel like sometimes some of the like most terrifying or haunted moments of our lives are things that we might not even know the full picture of, but it's like the what ifs, when you, I don't know if you guys have encountered this, but like, when you're walking down an alleyway or some dark, creepy place you're in, and you're thinking of all the horrible things that could happen, or all the scary things that might happen, or scenarios that are in your head of the worst possible outcomes. And then you just come back to like some other thought, and you're like, I wonder why my brain went there, wonder why it's like trying to scare me almost. It's weird. Your mind can play tricks on you. And I learned this is separate from the story. The story's over, by the way. But I learned that, there was an article about this. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense to me. I think it's true. But you guys can decide for yourself if you think it's true or not. But there was a study testing why so many old houses are rumored to be haunted. and like, you know, people see ghosts and spirits in them. And one theory is that a lot of older buildings that were, I think it was, you got to go a certain amount of years back, they used different chemicals inside of the walls to like what's it called when you like keep the heat out, that once those chemicals would age with enough time, it would seep toxins out throughout the house. And literally just going into this house that's old enough with these toxins in them and breathing them in can cause like you to hallucinate and you to start seeing things. And it's been shown for some people in some cases that it drives them even crazy. So that's a theory that could potentially happen with old houses, and why it's so common for certain homes to be known as like haunted or scary. And people do actually have crazy experiences in them, which could possibly not actually be like, you know, spiritual or demonic things happening, but it's like the chemicals getting to their head and causing them to see these things or actually have these crazy experiences, but they're all happening in their head within those homes, you know. It's creepy, very scary to think about. But so if you ever move into an old home, I don't know if you can like get it cleaned or not, or, you know, just become friends with the monster under your bed, I guess. Befriend your demons. Anyways, I hope you guys like this scary story. Hope you guys are excited for Halloween, and yeah, thanks for listening. I'll read the last of the comments. Burn sage. What's up, Val? Val says to burn sage, you guys. You think sage can clear out the toxins? I heard sage gets rid of the spirits, but can it get rid of the chemicals? Bailey and James, names make me thirsty for Irish whiskey and cream. So I actually picked Bailey and James. I don't know, I doubt they watch this, but they're an actual couple that I know of. And so I was like, I'll just put their name to this couple in this story because, I don't know, they seem like a cute couple. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And in the rare chance they watch this, then it'll make them more like, I feel like it'll help them like be, what's it called, drawn into the story even more so. But yeah. What's up, Val? Welcome to Spooky Story Time, Hannah and Val. No, I think I'm late, LOL. Yeah, sorry, Smitty. I just finished the scary story, but I'm going to be doing one scary story each week for October. This was scary story number 2 of 4, maybe 5. We'll see how it goes. But I'm hoping to... What I'm going to try to do, actually, is I'm going to tell the story on a TikTok live and then, like, you know, get used to telling the story and like hitting the actual like dramatic intense parts, so that when I tell them in my lives I can add a little more oomph to the really scary intense parts. Because what I do is, even when I'm telling these stories, I'm like in them, you know, I'm like creeping myself out a little bit, and I get so involved into the story and it's all playing in my head, and in my head it plays a lot faster than how fast I can say the story. So sometimes I'll miss, or I'll go through really important details too quickly, you know, and rush through them. So this is actually really fun for me because I get to practice my intense storytelling skills and just have fun with like trying to get a spooky vibe going. So I like this. It's okay, I'll rewatch it after you're done. Sweet. Yeah, and just like I said at the beginning, if you haven't seen the other scary stories, or throughout this month, you'll want to either rewatch or just eventually watch all of the scary stories. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to do like a little questionnaire type of thing, talking about the stories. First of all, I don't know what all the questions will be, but it'll be something along the lines of, which stories do you think actually happened to me that were my own personal experience, versus which ones are true stories, which ones are made up, and the details. You know, I'll ask specific questions about the details inside of these stories. So it'll be a fun October, and I'll do a little giveaway at the end of the month to whoever can answer the most questions. Bryce. My 2 cousins' name is Mitzi Buffuno. Have southern Italy, northern Italy on my mom's dad's side. My grandpa. Those are interesting names. Oh yeah, I was thinking. So the first scary story I did, I replaced the names of the main characters with the first people to comment in the video. So let me know if you guys want some of your personal names in the character stories. I think it could be fun. I did mess up a couple times though and accidentally put the original names in the main characters, so it's a little bit hard. So I have to do something to like figure out which names I'll use for the main characters the week before I tell that scary story, you know. So if you guys have any fun ideas for that, let me know. Also, stay tuned for Amanda's live. I'm literally going to be driving over to my sister's house, Rachel's, where Amanda's at, and we're going to be doing her live over there. So I'm going to join her on that one. Maybe, I wonder if she will do anything creepy for hers. I'll have to show her how I added the music in the background of this one to kind of like set the mood and make it extra creepy. I want to get some sort of like Halloween lights to put in the background. My place is still, I don't have a lot of stuff though, because I still feel like I'm in the process of moving, even though I've been here a long time now. But anyways, this was fun though. I hope you guys have a fun October Halloween season. And if you like these scary stories, definitely subscribe, like the video, and we'll be doing another one next week. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm trying to think of what else. I feel like there's something else I was supposed to bring up in this live. I talked about the giveaway, the questionnaire, Halloween, haunted houses. I am debating. I may switch out one of the stories if I have like a really cool haunted house experience, or just something like wandering through the cemetery and going throughout the tombstones and all that. If anything cool happens, I'll replace one of the made-up stories, or one of the stories I found, with a real personal story, because then I think it'll be more fun. Yeah, I love the music, Eskel. Sweet. I'm glad you like it, Taylor. Taylor was one of the main characters in my last story. It was Taylor and Renee, I want to say. I think. Yeah. But anyways, thanks for being here, you guys. Thanks for everyone who commented. And also, if you guys have some cool, scary stories, if they are true, first of all, and, you know, just interesting, creepy stories that would be fun to tell on this channel, send them to me. I may, if I don't have enough lives, or if I can't fit it into one of my YouTube videos, I'll still tell some scary stories on my TikTok. So I think that would be fun. But yeah, awesome. I think that's everything, you guys. Hope you guys get spooked out. If you guys do anything really fun this October, let me know what you do. I'm always looking for fun ideas. And yeah, I don't know. What else is going on? Eskel, are you coming to Utah during October? Yes, Kyle Grant. Don't tell too many people, though. I already have a lot of people that are like, oh, you gotta come do this, you gotta do that. And I'm excited, though. I'm definitely gonna meet up with a lot of my friends and hopefully go to a haunted house. I'm not planning like anything yet, though, because the time always goes by so fast. Last time I went to Utah, I was there for like 3 or 4 days. And there was not a single day that wasn't just cram-packed with people to meet up with and things to do. So I'm super excited for that again. Yeah. I can't wait to go back and visit. It's going to be fun. Potentially, we'll go to the Insane Asylum, or Asylum 49. What was it called? Frick. One of the scariest haunted houses in Utah. Come visit the haunted house then. Yeah, I think I will. That would be really fun. Frick. I'll have to try and let you know what day I'll have for the haunted house. Because the tough thing is, I get to Utah the 2 days before Halloween, right? So, I don't want to go to a haunted house on Halloween, I don't think, because it's usually crazy packed and super busy, but maybe the day before or the day before that, I'll try to come. Hopefully I remember to let you know when. But yeah, I think that would be cool, actually, if I could do like a meetup at the haunted house, just have a bunch of people show up there so I don't have to go to too many other places. That might be a really good idea. I have to remember how far it is, though, because if I remember correctly, it's kind of quite a drive from the Salt Lake City area, right? I'll have to look that up. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to get all spooked and get the crap scared out of me again. Asylum 49. Yeah. Okay, I'll look up the distance for that, and if it's close enough, I'll just tell everyone that I'm meeting up with in Utah to meet there when I get there. That would be a ton of fun. Oh, I can't wait. We're gonna get spooked. In fact, I should just have it be an open invitation, huh? Is there a way I could just invite anyone that watches these videos? Well, okay, I'll have to think about this. If I end up wanting to do like a big meetup, I'll post it on my Instagram. So go follow me on Instagram. That's where I'll do like the nitty gritty specific details of what my plans are when I'm there. Because I post a lot on, well, I shouldn't say a lot. I post things on Instagram, and usually my stories will have more information. So definitely go follow me over there. And I think that's everything. So go to Amanda Ray's channel. We'll continue this live over on her channel, and see how things go from there. So hope you guys got a good spook from this, and hope to see you guys next week. Have a good one. Enjoy the Halloween season.